The line holds. Lasguns crack in disciplined volleys. Boots stay planted in the mud. But a firing line doesn't hold itself. Orders must be heard. Wounded must be pulled back. Fear must be kept quiet. When the Cadian Shock Troops hold the line, someone is making sure they can. This is Commander Karsk and the veterans who stand with him.
Welcome back to Brush and Blood, where Warhammer meets the real world. Last episode, we painted the backbone of the Astra Militarum, the Cadian Shock Troops. Today, we continue the Combat Patrol box set. We move behind the firing line to the command element that keeps everything together. On the painting table now, Commander Karsk and his command squad. 4 veterans, 1 officer. Not heroes, leaders. Disclaimer: this episode is about storytelling and atmosphere while painting. Some lore details may not be perfectly exact.
Let's get the paint flowing.
Who is Commander Karsk? Commander Karsk is not a legend. He is not a myth. He is a career officer, a Cadian who survived long enough to earn command. He knows the sound of lasfire, the smell of promethium, the look soldiers get when they're about to break. Karsk doesn't inspire through speeches. He inspires through presence. He stands where orders matter most, close enough to be seen, far enough to think clearly. And around him stand 4 veterans, not bodyguards, but specialists who have already lived through wars others didn't. The Command Squad. A Cadian Command Squad is not elite because of armor or weapons. They are elite because they hold the army together. Shock troops provide mass. Specialists provide force. The Command Squad provides cohesion. Commander Karsk and his veterans operate in the space between chaos and order. They move just behind the firing line, close enough to see fear set in, far enough to make decisions that matter. Each member solves a battlefield problem. The Vox operator ensures orders don't die in the noise of war. When squads lose contact, he restores it. When artillery or reinforcements are needed, he makes it happen. The medic doesn't chase miracles. He stabilizes, triages, and returns soldiers to the fight. Because a wounded guardsman who can still fire is more valuable than one carried to the rear. The standard bearer is not ceremonial. The banner marks where command still exists. As long as it stands, soldiers know the line hasn't collapsed. The veteran guardsmen are redundancy. When one falls, another steps forward without hesitation. Together, the squad becomes the spine of the formation. If they break, the army fractures. If they hold, the line survives. Strategy and tactics of Karsk and the Command Squad. Commander Karsk does not fight like a hero. He fights like a problem solver. His strategy is simple: prevent collapse, then exploit stability. Karsk positions his command squad where they can influence the most soldiers near objectives, choke points, or faltering platoons. He uses orders not as bonuses, but as behavioral control. Fire discipline over volume. Movement only when necessary. No independent heroics. When pressure builds, Karsk doesn't rush reinforcements forward. He slows the battlefield down. He staggers firing lines, rotates exhausted squads backward, pushes fresh units forward just enough to seal gaps. The Vox operator calls fire not to annihilate the enemy, but to break momentum. The medic keeps veterans alive longer than expected, denying the enemy the psychological victory of visible losses. The banner remains visible, a constant reminder that command still exists, and orders still matter. Karsk doesn't win battles with bold maneuvers. He wins by ensuring the enemy never finds a weak moment. This is sustained combat, and sustained combat
is how wars are actually won.
Hold fast. During a chaos assault on an outer bastion, Cadian lines began to thin. Ammo ran low. Casualties mounted. Commander Karsk moved forward, not to fight, but to be seen. Orders were relayed through smoke and screams. The banner stayed upright even as the bearer bled. When a platoon began to pull back without orders, Karsk stopped them with a single command. Hold fast, fire by rank. They obeyed. Not because he was loud, because he was there. The bastion held. And afterward, none of the survivors remembered the enemy. They remembered the order.
Lore vignette. Orderly withdrawal. Victory doesn't always mean advancing. Sometimes it means leaving without dying. During a collapsing front on a refinery world, Cadian forces received the order no soldier wants to hear. Fall back. Enemy armor was breaking through. Air support was gone. The ground itself was aflame with burning promethium. A retreat under fire would have turned into a rout. Commander Karsk moved his command squad forward, not to fight, but to control the exit. He repositioned squads by platoons, not by panic. One line fired, while another moved. Wounded were pulled back first. Heavy weapons stayed until the last possible second. The Vox operator cut through the chaos, relaying precise, calm instructions as explosions drowned the horizon. No shouting, no rushing, just movement measured and deliberate. When the enemy finally surged forward, they found empty firing positions and mines waiting for them. What should have been a massacre became a clean disengagement. Later, when casualties were counted, Command realized something rare had happened. An Imperial Guard withdrawal, with discipline intact. No heroics, no speeches, just soldiers who trusted the orders they were given. That is Command.
Real world and pop culture parallels. Command under fire. History is full of commanders like Karsk. During World War II, Major Richard Winters of the 101st Airborne became legendary not through rank, but through calm. At Normandy, scattered and undermanned, Winters took command without hesitation. Clear orders, decisive movement, no panic. His men followed because he stayed steady when everything else collapsed. That is Karsk. In video games, you see this same archetype. Sergeant Avery Johnson from Halo is not the strongest soldier on the battlefield. He's the voice that cuts through panic, the leader who keeps Marines fighting while heroes move ahead. Like Karsk, Johnson doesn't win wars alone. He keeps everyone else in the fight. Anime understands this commander too. Shikamaru Nara from Naruto isn't the most powerful warrior. He wins by positioning allies, timing movements, and making sure no one dies unnecessarily. That's Karsk's strength. He doesn't chase glory, he manages chaos. And that's why soldiers trust him. Tabletop identity. On the tabletop, Commander Karsk and his command squad are force multipliers. They enhance orders, stabilize infantry, secure objectives, prevent momentum loss. They aren't flashy, they're essential. Just like real command elements, psychology of command. Leadership under fire isn't charisma, it's calm. Soldiers look to command when fear spikes. If command panics, panic spreads. If command stays steady, discipline holds. Karsk's authority doesn't come from rank, it comes from consistency. The order is always clear, the response is always expected. Predictability keeps soldiers alive. Commander Karsk and his veterans remind us of a simple truth. The line doesn't hold by itself. It holds because someone is thinking clearly, while everyone else is just trying to survive. Fun fact, Many Imperial Guard officers deliberately refuse rear positions, believing command only matters if soldiers can see it standing firm beside them. Next time on Brush and Blood, we continue the combat patrol with heavy support, the Field Ordnance Battery, big guns, long ranges, and the firepower that turns a held line into a killing field. Tell me in the comments, do you trust the commander giving orders or the guns backing them up? Until next time, keep your brush steady, hold the line. The Emperor protects.
Our line was about to break until the big guns rolled in.
Next time on Brush and Blood, the Field Ordnance Battery has arrived for support.